Have I worked out whether or not Nibiru, Planet X, the home planet of the Anunnaki, is real or not? Well, a lot of people use Zecharia Sitchin's work as a reference, but I need to go back to the original source. So I've gone to translations on the Oxford University website and gone through all of that. And I've made a video which you guys can watch. It's on my Patreon page. There's plenty of other videos on there already, talking about things that I don't normally talk about. But on this particular one, we're looking at the proof of the planet Nibiru. And again, not using Zecharia Sitchin's work. So if you want to actually know whether or not, in your heart, you think that Zecharia Sitchin is correct, this might be the video to watch. It's 10 minutes long. And at the end of it, you should be able to make your own mind up. Nothing to do with Sitchin. So hopefully you'll enjoy it. 200,000 followers and 1 million likes. Thank you to everyone that supported Our True History so far. It's probably because my research is 99% my own, unlike other people who use other people's videos to get the followers. Mine are all my own research, and in fact so much so that I even point out where other researchers get things wrong. It's also probably because I have my own website which people can go to and watch all the videos without needing to scroll all the way to the bottom of TikTok, and that website is called ourtruehistory.co.uk. It's also probably because I do live chats and I can spend hours doing live chats. There's a 3.5 hour one there, and that's because I'm not reading from a book. It's because I have the knowledge for 40 years. It's also probably because I can do things like showing where Atlantis is, which no one has said I'm wrong. No one. And it's also probably because I've got a Patreon page with even more stuff. So thank you, everyone. Breaking news, demigod aliens tombs in the Euphrates River. Now, the Euphrates has been drying up since 2009, but what is breaking news about that is I have connected Gilgamesh to that. Now, here is from the stone tablets translated in the Oxford University about Gilgamesh's death. We can now say that we know there is tombs, and obviously our governments won't tell us, but read this. It was not 5 or 10 days before they had opened up the Euphrates and diverted its water. And then they basically go on to say that they created a tomb in there for Gilgamesh. So if anyone knows where that is, there's gold beams there. So you could actually be a very rich person. So, and that makes sense because there have been many stories now coming out of the Euphrates of underground passages and tombs, etc. So Gilgamesh, God had a brother or sister, but you didn't know that. So let's look at the original text that the Bible copies from. Now the Bible doesn't have every single original text because it would be an absolutely massive book. So we can go back and look at what the Bible copies from that's not in there. So this is a text from Gilgamesh. A second time he spoke to him, by the life of my own mother Nizamum and my father Holy Lugubanda, until I discover whether that person was a human or God. God. So Gilgamesh at this point was trying to work out which one of his parents was Anunnaki, which was Elohim. Anyone with half a brain, and even religious people know that the word God translates from Elohim, which was the Anunnaki. So in this case, Gilgamesh's mother was Elohim, so sister of God, if you're religious and want to actually believe that kind of stuff, and his father was human. Göbekli Tepe. In a previous video I said, after doing much research, that I believe it was a storeroom or a silo or something like that where they would hold grain, and it was because it was far enough away from the population but yet not far enough for the Anunnaki to use their crafts, etc., to get to it. No one's actually said I'm wrong on those videos, but I needed to prove myself that the Anunnaki actually used storehouses of some description, and here it says they use storehouses, but apparently researchers say that there was a lid on that, so which would make it a silo of some description. So I needed to prove that to myself that Anunnakis used silos, and lo and behold, here we're talking about Inanna, and she's put granaries and sealed the silo from outside. So they did actually have silos, and I think I'm right. The ancient alien spacecraft, Oumuamua, that flew past in 2017 that slowed down and turned, is not an alien craft, according to two scientists who seem to think that some sort of gas was let off and therefore that's what made it slow down and turn. However, if you carry on reading this fairly recent paper, you'll find that not every scientist agrees. But all you have to do is just do your research on aliens and you'll find out what they do is they hollow out rocks and then they have their insides fitted out with tech. So in other words, you've only got one entrance in and out, which is a genius way of having a spacecraft. You've got no moving parts on the outside. However, this was ancient, and apparently whistleblowers said that the American military complex went up inside it, looked through it. It was about a mile long, and basically it was gutted out. So it's been travelling for a very, very long time, and other aliens had already gutted it out.